All right, let's get into it. So, over here on my right, I have a test. This program is testing whether or not I know Kotlin. And currently, it's failing. I'm failing. We're failing. We have a test that expects hello world. This is the kind of test that gives you the answer and then asks you for a question. Actually, it gives you an answer and a question, and you have to come up with the in between. What's in between an answer and a question? We'll see. So we expected hello world, but we got goodbye Mars. I think I can solve this pretty easily. This is the first exercise in learning Kotlin via exercism.org. And so it should be trivially easy to re-implement our hello string to say the right words. Hello world. Hello world. Rerun the test. Compiling the code, running the test. Voila. Voila, we passed the test. We're done. Exercism has a series of tutorials on various languages. 74 of them. We're learning Kotlin today. To mark our solution as complete, we have to run exercise submit. Sorry, exercism submit. And then the file name, which in this case is going to be source main Kotlin hello world. So how'd we do? Yeah. Solved. Completed. Let's just move on. So, what do we want to look at here? Let's just go from the top. Let's convert a long phrase to its acronym. This should be also trivially easy. But it won't be because I don't know how to write Kotlin. So let's run Gradle check. Gradle is our build tool. And an operation is not implemented. Implement the function to complete the task. I like that. So it looks like in acronym test, we have several assertions. We want portable network graphics to be acronymized to PNG. Ruby on Rails, ROR, first in, first out, FIFO. These are our tests. Assert acronym equals calls. Assert equals, which is just the matcher that the test library gives us. Give an acronym and acronym generate of the original? I suspect, yes, it is the function generate, which is not yet implemented. Here we are. So we are to take a string and I think we can put this at the bottom here. Yeah, sure, why not? I see that it's, yeah, something I made up from thin air, Simufta. Yeah, brilliant. So the way that this should work, might work, in another language would be to take the phrase, split it on spaces, map over it, and, you know, for each word, you know, return word 0 uppercase to uppercase, and then rejoin it. I have no idea if this will work because I don't. I mean, I don't know Gradle. I'm certain. I'm almost certain that's not the syntax for mapping. So, yeah, unexpected tokens. This is all syntactically totally invalid. But that's just what I would want to work. Instead, so let's not teach our autocomplete lies. I do want to map and transform it. What does that mean? What is any of this? What is transform? Kooky. Yeah, all right. So how can we... Ooh, yeah, let's return a string. That would provide some interesting test failure messages. Expected PNG, but was empty array or empty list. I love it. I love it. If we return PNG, we'll pass this first test. See, now we've passed one word, the capitalized word, and we've moved, oh no, what? Expected PNG, but was... Oh, that was our previous, yeah, that was the previous one. So we passed the test. We're currently skipping all these other tests because we have them marked as ignore. So we could unignore this next test, and it will fail. It'll expect ROR, but it'll get PNG. All right, enough fooling around. Now's the part where I summon from nowhere the knowledge for how to map over a string. Or we could ask a language model. Map over the phrase. Oh no. What we want is to split the phrase on spaces. Let's call it white space. Phrase argument, the phrase parameter. Is this going to work? I don't even know if I have a model loaded. So here's our model. This is all the memory that's being used on my GPU right now. Here's a new model that we've just loaded. And here is the code that the blue lines effort representing effort spat out. Just leave it there. So dot split apparently is the function we're looking for. So if we were to return Unresolved reference, error type, return not allowed. Oh, I suspect that, yeah, because split returns a list of strings. So if we just take the 0th element, then we will get, oh, I like having this GPU monitor here, but it's maybe not critical. So let's leave it up on the left and rerun our tests. This time our failure is expected ROR, but was RUBI. Expected PNG, but was P ortable. Okay, so we do have a list. And now we want to return. What is it that we want to do exactly? We want to map over this list and return the 0th element of each member string. Map it join to string. So what is it? The iterator, the iterator? That's awfully succinct. Expected ROR, but was RUR. And we're still passing the PNG test. Okay, so that's interesting. So that does it. So it is literally, it is the iterated argument, the parameter to this anonymous function. And implicit return. Okay. I like it. I do. Did I screw something up? Okay, so now all we need to do is make sure that this is uppercase. And we should pass our second test. Build successful. Pretty cool. I wonder if we could run the test in here. Can I run this test? Run all tests. Oh, apparently that's a Python command. Run tasks. Run task. Gradle. Ooh. Gradle check. Well, it runs them in a terminal. I mean, in a console here. Rerun. Rerun last task. I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. Should we give a hotkey for it? Like, I don't know. Ooh, wow. That's something new. Okay, no, yeah, let's let's add a key binding of, oh, I don't know. Rerun. Control enter. Yeah, let's add a control enter. Oh my goodness. There are 27 other commands that do this. I mean, really? So what? Let's find out. We'll find out what they are as we run into them. Okay, so great. Let's see if we can't ignore punctuation already. We are ignoring punctuation. We have 2 executed, 1 up to date, 3. Okay. 3 actionable tasks. No, build successful. What is this? Deprecated, blah, blah, blah. I really don't care. Okay. Uppercase word at the start. That's fine. That doesn't. Complementary metal oxide. Ah, we want to ignore the hyphen. we fail? We failed! So we want to split not just on white space, but white space or a hyphen? Sorry, hyphen or white space? What is this? Illegal escape? No, don't. We're not escaping that. What is this? This is a string to regular expression. Slash S is white space. We're double escaping it? I mean, is that what we want here? CMOS, but was CM. Oh, right. We want to add in a dash. And we passed. Okay, lots of words. Rolling on the floor, laughing so hard. I mean, the number of words should not matter at this point. And we passed. Consecutive delimiter, something, dash, I made up from thin air. Ah, that should fail. But it doesn't. Ah, because we're splitting on that. Halley's Comet apostrophe is ignored. That, I mean, we don't have to change our implementation for this. The road not taken underscore emphasis is ignored. Ah. Yep. So I think we could just add underscores to our split. Ooh, wrong. Wrong. Illegal character range? Yikes. Do we have to ignore underscores? Yikes. Illegal character range. Yikes. I don't know what is up with that. Okay. TRNT. Yeah, I mean, our underscores, I don't know Kotlin. What is this? So they add the underscore in front of the S, which, okay. Why here and not there? Why is the leading underscore breaking? I don't know. Whereas a trailing underscore works. Don't know. Don't know Kotlin. I'm tempted to find out. I am tempted to find out why. Yeah, let's ask DeepSeek. I don't know if this is going to work, but why does a trailing underscore why is a trailing underscore valid while a leading underscore, what does trailing and leading mean in this case? Well, it's a little bit ambiguous, but that would be bracket underscore dash slash slash s under bracket plus quote, no, plus close backtick, close parentheses, raises, no, throws the exception. What was it? Pattern syntax exception. Throws a pattern syntax exception, blah, 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 blah. Well, DeepSeek, any number of underscores rather than including itself, that doesn't make sense. When you specify this, Java will read this pattern starting with opening bracket. I mean, what I think is happening here is that I'm revealing my ignorance of is underscore of regular expressions. the truth is possibly that this means something. I mean, it's a literal character without special meaning. Well, that's a relief. So maybe Perplexity can answer what DeepSeek could not. Uh, the character class bracket, the hyphen, has special meaning when placed between two characters. It denotes a range of characters. Oh, duh. Yes, of course. Of course. The dash, such as A through Z, which is only relevant in the character class demarcation. So we could have a leading underscore if we escape the dash. But that's read this pattern starting is not expected because the range of characters is not expected here. So any character between underscore, hyphen, and space. So yeah, and there is no such thing as a character that sits between. I mean, it makes sense to say A through Z. It does not make sense to say underscore through empty space. That is a nonsensical expression. So, okay. So DeepSeek was right. And I don't know why the dash is placed between underscore and double backslash. I don't know why that was more accessible to me. So DeepSeek was right if I had just read the words more closely. But okay, fine, great. So I won't throw DeepSeek out. Not yet. I mean, it looks like we're passing all of our tests. So maybe we can submit our acronym function and see how we did. I mean, yeah, come on. Yes. Oh, we're processing. It's going to run those tests and find out. I'm not going to want a code review. I am going to mark it as complete. And then do something else. Determine if a number is an Armstrong number. Sure, great, brilliant, marvelous. Let's find out both what Armstrong numbers are and how to write Kotlin. Okay. Run task Gradle check. I want you over here. So lots of failed tests in Armstrong number test. And they're all running. Okay, 0 is an Armstrong number. Single digit numbers are Armstrong numbers. There are no 2-digit Armstrong numbers. I don't know what an Armstrong is, but let's see. Armstrong number dot check. This is our implementation. Do we have an implementation file? Yeah, we do. We have an Armstrong number dot check. So for starters, let's just return true because that ought to pass some of these tests. Yeah, brilliant, marvelous. What the heck is an Armstrong number? A number that is the sum. Geez. A number that is the sum of its own digits, each raised to the power of the number of digits. 10 is not an Armstrong number because 153 is. Oh, so there are no two-digit Armstrong numbers. 3 is an Armstrong number. 3-digit number that is not an Armstrong number. Okay, cool. So for this, basically, you're going to take the input. Yeah, I mean, definitely put it to string, make an array, it at, then map over each of those characters. No. We don't want to map. We want to reduce. Yeah, well, we'll have an accumulator. I don't know about all this We'll have an accumulator and well, you're calling it a character, but that's wrong. This is going to be a digit. Struggling with our syntax right now, apparently. Struggling to find this. Fine, whatever. So this is going to be the digit. What is this? Digit minus 0 to... No, I don't like any of that. We're going to call reduce. No, I don't like that. I don't know what that's doing. Let's just focus on one test here, right? Let's just pass that 0 is an Armstrong number, right? So 0 to string 0. And then we want to return that this equals, what is it is the sum of its own digits, each raised to the power of the number of digits. So this would be 0 to the power 1 to int should equal input. What's wrong with input? It's never used. That's because we broke syntax. Really? Never used? You don't know what you're talking about. VS Code. Unresolved reference to power. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is. Is it bracket 1? And then no, that's not valid. So, okay, all right. At some point, I'm going to have to read the Kotlin syntax. But is that today? Maybe. 0 to int. So this should fail. This should be a nice failure. Expected value to be true. 3-digit number that is not. You know what I don't really like? I don't like that we're returning true or false. I would almost rather have a test that returns. Wait, I can't do any. Yeah, I would almost rather have a test that asserts on the sum of digits each raised to the power of the number of digits, right? So what I might call the Armstrong sum of input, right? So if we return 0, I hope this compiles. That's all I really care about. Right. Expected value to be true. Okay. So now we can write a function. Yes, it's private. God, I'd really like to write a test for this, but I won't. Instead, yeah. The sum of its own digits raised to the power of the number of digits. Seriously? That's how you're going to do it? You're going to do it like var input toString to character array, and then map it to int. Because I want a list of integers, right? And then we'll just return the first one for now, because I just want to make sure that it compiles. It doesn't. Why? Why? Because we need like var. How does this language work? Yes, that is how this language works. Okay, yeah. So fold. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Fold 1 accumulator I to accumulator times I. So who knows what that's doing? I don't know what fold does. Yeah, that's a great question. What is fold? It's a collection library. Performs a fold operation from left to right, like in a fold for loop. It takes 2 arguments, accumulator and the current item. It multiplies all of them, and then they'll always return the result of multiplication. So yeah, how is fold different? How does fold differ from reduce? This is fold primarily lies in how they traverse both eventually reduce a collection to a single value, but the way they do it, we take 3 arguments, initial seed as the second argument, which is then successively passed on to the function provided for the third argument. This method also works with a binary operator, but in contrast to fold, it traverses through elements from right to left. I mean, fold works as a nested for loop. Reduce does it from the other end, but without returning any intermediary results. I mean, reduce does pass the intermediary accumulator to each successive function execution. let's just go to the Kotlin documentation. And look at fold. Kotlin collections, fold to, fold right, fold right, fold right. Yeah. Character, accumulator, R, and returns R. Returns the initial value if the character sequence is empty. Operation. Sure. Sure. How is this different from plain fold? Starting from, goes from left to right. Yeah, seems fine. Okay. How is this different from reduce? Starting from the first character and applying operations from left to right. Accumulator value. Oh, okay. So reduce reduces to the same type, whereas fold reduces to an accumulator type. I'll be honest, I've been using reduce like fold in other languages, possibly because it's not implemented. Fold is not necessarily implemented, so okay. I mean, if the main difference is that, from what I'm seeing here, is that fold returns a different type, which is not appropriate here because we are returning an integer. So why would we not use reduce? The other thing is I think there's something about fold that I maybe don't yet get. I to double? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Why would you do that? No. No. Int dot size, love it. So we take the accumulator and the nth integer, and we add to it, right? We're summing I to the power of the number. So this will already be an integer, so we don't need to do that. Did we compile? Inferred type is double, but int was expected. Okay, all right, fine, fine. The inferred type of what? The inferred type of whom? Line 11, character, column 40. The accumulator? The accumulator was inferred to be a... Something wrong with my Kotlin language server. The accumulator was inferred to be a float. And a double. Inferred type is int, but double was expected. Of what? 11. Six, 9. Inferred type was int, but double was expected? I don't know. To double? Interesting. Interesting that some of these are actually passing. Single-digit numbers are Armstrong numbers. See, here's what I don't like about this test. I'm going to change the test now. I don't like this test because it says true, false. I'm getting no information. What I would like to see, instead of assert true, is assert equals. Armstrong number, sum, right? They're all Armstrong sum. Fine, we'll do it by hand. Sum, right? Armstrong number sum 0, comma 0. That's a test that I like, but we failed to compile it. Unresolved reference to Armstrong sum. Where? Where is there a reference to Armstrong sum? Oh, right. Well, I tried to find and replace it, but for some reason my Kotlin language server is choking. Okay, so here's what I like about this test is when it fails, it will say, it will fail expected 48, but was 0. Okay, sorry. So we had this backwards. 0, comma. Wait, seriously? Why? How strange. Zero, comma. So here we get a nice expected 0, but was 48. Probably because why? I mean, what even is going on? We don't know. So what can we learn? Well, one thing I would like to do is ignore all of these other tests for now. So let's do that. Unresolved reference, ignore. But it worked. It worked in the other one. Where did we get ignore? Can we import it? No, because my language server's borked. Okay. We import ignore, and it's still unresolved. Is it? Is it still unresolved? Huh. Kotlin test. Assert false. Kotlin test. Maybe there's a Kotlin test. Ignore? No? Little g? Little I? No? Oh, duh. I mean, also, these are all misspelled. Big I. So, right. This would be JUnit org JUnit ignore. Okay, hot dog. Skip. Expected 0 was 48. Well, what is even going on here? We're all curious. What if, instead of returning this complicated thing, we just return the 0th integer? We get what? A return? No return? We don't get an implicit return? We need a return. Expected 0, but was 48. How bizarre. What is going on here? Can we return 0 and pass this test? Yes, we can. But ints? We get 48. Why? Probably 2-char array is not what I thought it was. I mean, why should it have been what I thought it was? Why should I have thought that it would give us anything other than the address of those, the Unicode address of those characters or something like that? Copies characters from the string builder into the destination character array. Right. We don't want a character array. That's bonkers. We want an integer to string split. No, Is there not just two array? I would like to think that two char array exists. You know what? Let's just return that. Let's take a look. Let's just return ints. Inferred type is char array, but int was expected, right? We can't just return whatever we want. Oh, that's a fun idea. Yeah. Let's return the sum index out of bounds for length 1. Okay, so char array probably 0 is the yeah, okay. We don't want a character array. Unless we're going to map each back to an integer. What's the quickest way to turn a string into a... Let's look at some string methods. Let's just look at some string methods, right? Good old string. For C in string. Okay, all right. We could do a for loop. Yeah. Oh, well, if we can do a for loop, we can just map, right? And then let's just return the iterator, and we should get... Oh, all right. We'll map it to int for sure. That's what we'll do. Expected 0, but was 48. What is going on here? What is input? What? I thought the input was 0. Why is it? What is 48? I'm so confused. This is a pass. So if you call to string, look, we're returning a string, all right? And we're going to return input to string. Because I want to know what that is. Operator cannot be applied to string and int. I know. Oh, don't make me do this. Is there a console.log input? No, of course there isn't. There's got to be like a print line. Love it. Would like to believe in it. Okay, but where does it come out? Nowhere? Oh yeah, because we're not even compiling. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay, return the input. Okay. Where's our print line? It's not in here? Can I throw? How does this language work? Oh, throwable was expected. That's interesting. Okay. Return input, return integers. Maybe I should go read a book. If I just read the most basic Kotlin text equals. Yeah. So why does string, what is integer to string? Ooh, what if we do what is that? That's got to be a string, right? Actually, what is a string template? Yeah, template. Print line Okay, yeah. Okay. Just a dollar input. And you'll say, no, can't be a string. That's okay, whatever. We're going to map yeah, we're going to map each iterator to, shouldn't have to call it toString. I expect it to be a string. Slow down. Inferred type is list int, but int was expected. Oh yeah. We'll return the 0th. We can't return. Okay. Oh, I don't like this. Identity equality for arguments of types int and int is deprecated. Okay, so when you map that, it becomes a string. Okay, so we have to actually. You want us to string to int. That's what you would like to see. Yeah. Okay. So let's raise it to the power not of itself, but to int.size. Well, we actually didn't save that off. So what we're going to have to do here is save this off. Which I could do int. And get that going. Okay, so now we have an implementation. Ooh, a failure. Okay, 7-digit number that is an Armstrong number. So let's take a look. 7-digit number that is an Armstrong number. So again, we're going to change the test to check that this number is equal to the Armstrong sum of itself, so that we can get some insight into the values. Cert equals plural or present tense. Okay. Ooh, 245. Expected 9,926,315. Got 245. So what did we do wrong? We didn't sum. Yeah, what is this? What is sum by? I don't know. DeepSeek told me about it, and I went with it. But in truth, I don't know. Takes a character and returns an int. Returns the sum of all values produced by the selector function applied to each character in the character sequence. Huh. I like that. That should be good. Returns the sum of all, right? The sum of all digits raised to the power of the number of digits. So what's wrong with, well, what is size? Is it bytes? Who knows what size? There's no length. So ints is an int array. Does that check out? No, we don't do that. Variable ints must be int. No, we don't like that. That's not the syntax. Fine. toString to int. Yeah, I mean, what if it was 7? Still 245? Are we sure that, yeah, 153 is 1 to 3, 5 to 3, 3 to 3. 153. Let's return let's return input to int. Let's just return the number, right? Value to be false, value to be false, value to be false. Okay, good. Good. So we know that input to int is proper. So yeah, of course. And then map to string to int should give us an array, a list of integers. That list of integers summed by the size of the list. What if we return integers joined to string and then returned to an int? What if we did that? Should be the same number we get in. For input string 9474, 3-digit number format exception for input string 153. So this is just all of the numbers for input string. Oh, I see. So join is cute. Okay. Expected value to be false and to false. So this matches my intuition. We join all these strings back to integers, and they are the same. So to then take that list of integers and sum each of its members, each item raised to the it's raised to the power, not multiplied. I know Kotlin. I don't know. Or I guess really this is just, yeah, not multiplied by. That was the problem. We want to raise the item to the power of the original list's size. But math.pow takes a double, which, come on, why? We can't do math on integers? Really? I mean, double.pow? Any integer raised to the power of an integer is going to be another integer. So, you know, yeah, what I would like to see is not raise integers to the power of other integers. Yeah, I mean in Kotlin, Math how expects a double. What? Integer raised to? Oh, you're suggesting that I implement? Hilarious! What? Raised to if? Give me a break. What even is this? Holy moly. Math pow. Holy moly. Really? Native integer math power function. Operator. Okay. Huh. Where the exponent does not exceed 10 or so. Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, I don't know where my asterisk key is. No? You don't like it? Overload, ambiguity, resolution. Expecting an element. Int defined. Int. Fine. Fine. It is math dot ow int to double int size to double to int. You don't like it? Why not? Unresolved reference int. Yeah, because it's not int, it's it. The item. And just like that, we're done. Incredible. What if there's like a tap? If there were, it would go into a block and then, you know what? Tap. Tap. Why? Why would you do that? Because I don't like letting integers go outside of their scope. Is there a method like Ruby's tap that limits the scope of a variable? Tap, or is it does Clojure have, is it like a, oh well, I meant let. Let. I did mean let. What's let or apply? Sum of cubes, first number to int dot also. Also. That of an early Kotlin version's method chaining. The variable first number to int or null, only accessible within the block of code where it's declared. So conceivably, first number, first number. So conceivably, first number plus empty string. Well, that's the one that I wanted to apply to the let, frankly, was something like let. But what goes after the let? It. Well, ints would be it now. And then that would be it also, which doesn't work. So I guess ints and then an arrow. Ha ha ha! You love to see it. Implicit return? No. Same line implicit return? No. I mean, could I use an implicit return? Int somebody? Really, you think so? I don't know. I don't think that works. I mean, it very clearly doesn't work. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I know. Right, so how can I use an implicit return? Oh, I mean, is the error is that I forgot to return this. Well, that's fine. I'm fine with that. That's duh. Because of the structure of this function. Cool, brilliant, brilliant, marvelous, wonderful, neat. So now we should be able to submit. Thanks. But it won't be acronym, it will be Armstrong. How'd we do? We are processing. Can I see some other solution? Yeah, I want to see some community solutions. Function check. Yeah. Is input to string map character digit to int to double dot pow input to string dot length to int sub dot sum equals input. Okay. Input to string map sum map digit to int to double pow. Yeah, this is the right one. This is it. Calling dot pow instead of math dot pow of digits, power, digits, map, pow, power, and sum. Yeah, these are all great. These are all great. You're all great. Using folding. Fold 0, 0. Accumulator character. Accumulator plus, yeah, character to string to double, fold of 0, 0. Number to string length to int. Using mapping. Map, fold. Yeah. Anybody else use someby? Someby. Yeah, what is this? It's minus 0. What is this? Oh, input as sequence. What does that mean? Creates a sequence instance that wraps the original character sequence, returning its characters when being iterated. Oh. ToString as sequence dot map. And what did we do? We used a template literal. Community solutions. Did any of them use the template literal? No. Unless it's unsearchable. Uh, it would have been input, right? It would have been this dollar input. No? Okay. Wow. Good for me. Hilarious. Great. I think that's a good start. I think that's a good start. I think we're done here.